What's up, football fans, and welcome to this 2025 NFL offseason review and NFL draft preview for the NFC West Division here on Tim Reynolds Show, one of the most electrifying sports entertainment channels on all of YouTube. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys continue your support for all of my NFL content here on Tim Reynolds Show. Now let's go. And guys, we're going to get things kicked off here in the NFC West Division with the Arizona Cardinals. And we see the Cardinals make some moves here in the 2025 NFL offseason, including on offense, signing quarterback Jacoby Brissett, bringing in the veteran QB to be the backup to quarterback Kyler Murray in this offense, as he signs a 2-year deal worth $12.5 million with $8 million guaranteed for the backup quarterback with some veteran starting experience in the NFL. They also re-signed wide receiver Zay Jones as he returns to the Cardinals on a 1-year deal, and also give out a massive contract extension to tight end Trey McBride as he signs a 4-year, $76 million contract extension that includes $32.5 million fully guaranteed in the deal for the standout tight end that had a career year last year, setting career marks in catches and reception yards for the tight end Trey McBride as he returns to the Arizona Cardinals offense, and he was a big target and a big playmaker for quarterback Kyler Murray in this Arizona Cardinals offense. And on defense, the Arizona Cardinals were able to sign pass rusher Josh Sweat to a 4-year contract worth $76.4 million and $41 million fully guaranteed for the veteran free agent pass rusher, who now comes in and should help improve that defensive line for this Arizona Cardinals defense. And we also see they bring back a veteran as they sign defensive end Calais Campbell to a 1-year deal worth $5.5 million, and also a max value of $7.5 million for defensive end Calais Campbell, who now returns to the team that drafted him all those years ago, the Arizona Cardinals. They're also able to bring in linebacker Mykal Walker on a 1-year deal, and also linebacker Akeem Davis-Gaither on a 2-year, $11 million deal, and sign defensive lineman Dalvin Tomlinson on a 2-year, $29 million deal with $16 million fully guaranteed for the defensive lineman. And these are some interesting signings for the Arizona Cardinals here this offseason. But as we head to their 2025 NFL draft needs by position here on Tim Reynolds Show, I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be looking at their secondary, trying to improve that part of their defense. And on offense, I think they're going to be looking at offensive linemen and possibly some more weapons at the wide receiver position for quarterback Kyler Murray as they look to improve this offense heading into the 2025 NFL draft. And guys, the next team we're going to go over here in this NFC West Division, it is the Los Angeles Rams. And after the Rams took the eventual Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles to the limits in the NFC playoffs last year, we now know the Los Angeles Rams were very close from making it back to the Super Bowl. So what moves were they able to make this offseason to help improve that team? Well, they were able to agree on a restructured contract with veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford, who now returns to the Los Angeles Rams team after we heard rumors about him possibly getting traded to another franchise for a bigger contract. But now they're able to agree on a reworked deal here, as quarterback Matthew Stafford is expected to return as the starter for the Los Angeles Rams heading into next season. They're also able to bring back veteran quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo on a 1-year deal, as he will now return as the backup for the Los Angeles Rams starter Matthew Stafford in this Rams offense for head coach Sean McVay. They're also able to bring in veteran wide receiver Davante Adams as he signs a 2-year deal worth up to $46 million with $26 million guaranteed, including a $12 million signing bonus for the standout wide receiver that over the last couple of years has still been one of the best wide receivers in the league. Unfortunately, he's just been on some bad teams with the Raiders and the Jets over the last few years with their quarterback problems. Even though he got to play with his buddy Aaron Rodgers last season, it wasn't a very good season for Davante Adams. So Adams really hopes that he can step his game back up to being an all-pro wide receiver in this offense with head coach Sean McVay and quarterback Matthew Stafford. The Los Angeles Rams were also able to re-sign wide receiver Tutu Atwell on a one-year deal worth up to $10 million. And we also see they're able to re-sign offensive tackle Lark Jackson on a 3-year, $57 million deal with $35 million guaranteed in this new contract extension for the offensive tackle Jackson. They're also able to bring in center Coleman Shelton on a 2-year, $12 million deal. And on the defense, the Rams were able to bring in defensive lineman Poona Ford on a 3-year deal worth almost $30 million, and also were able to re-sign linebacker Troy Reeder and cornerback Witherspoon on 1-year deals as well to return to this Los Angeles Rams defense. Now, as we head to the 2025 NFL draft needs for the Los Angeles Rams by position, as we preview them here on Tim Reynolds Show, I think on defense, the Rams need a lot of help. They should get a little bit younger at the linebacker position and in the secondary, so you can't go wrong with either one of those positions, which is definitely a position of need on this defense for the Los Angeles Rams. So I think they'll be looking at linebacker and secondary in this draft on defense. And on offense, look out for the Los Angeles Rams to look for some weapons, not only at the wide receiver position, especially after wide receiver Cooper Kupp was let go from the Rams earlier this offseason, and he signed with the actual division rival Seattle Seahawks. So they're going to need to get another playmaker at the wide receiver position next to wide receiver Puka Nacua and wide receiver Devontae Adams in this offense. I believe they'll need another guy there, but maybe also could use another offensive lineman or two to really help out with the depth of the offensive line for the offense for the Los Angeles Rams. And guys, next up here in the NFC West Division, we got the San Francisco 49ers. And the Niners had a very tough season last year, but they've had a very interesting offseason with a lot of interesting moves thus far, including bringing in quarterback Mac Jones, who actually came in to the NFL expected to be drafted by the San Francisco 49ers before they traded up and got quarterback Trey Lance instead. But now we will see Mac Jones in this Kyle Shanahan offense for the first time as he signs a 2-year, $7 million deal with a max value of $11.5 million on this free agent deal for the quarterback who comes in and now will be the backup to quarterback Brock Purdy. But Purdy's had some injury woes over his first couple of years, so look out for quarterback Mac Jones to possibly get a chance in this Kyle Shanahan's offense. They also re-sign and bring back fullback Kyle Juszczyk on a 2-year, $8 million deal, and also able to bring in running back Patrick Taylor on a 1-year deal. They also signed wide receiver Demarcus Robinson on a 2-year, $9.5 million deal as well, and bring in tight end Luke Farrell on a 3-year deal worth over just $20 million with $11 million guaranteed for the tight end Luke Farrell. And on defense, we see the San Francisco 49ers were able to sign linebacker Luke Guilford to a 1-year deal. They also re-signed defensive lineman Kevin Givens and give cornerback Trey Brown a 1-year deal worth $1.7 million. They're also able to bring in cornerback Sharon Neal on a 2-year deal and sign safety Richie Grant on a 1-year deal worth $1.5 million as well. And with these interesting moves, it's not a lot of big moves for the 49ers, who are still a little cap strong here, and they're also working on extending their quarterback Brock Purdy, giving him a huge contract extension as well. So not very many key moves here for the 49ers. They actually released a lot of playmakers over the offseason now, so it's going to be a quick turnaround here for the San Francisco 49ers heading into the 2025 NFL draft. As we preview their draft needs, they have a lot. I think the San Francisco 49ers on defense are going to be looking at defensive lineman, linebacker, and secondary. Honestly, I think they need to prioritize the defensive line more than anything. They've got to get better with their pass rush if they want to be contenders next season. And on offense, I think the San Francisco 49ers need to find more playmakers at the wide receiver position, especially with losing wide receiver Deebo Samuel, who they traded to the Washington Commanders. And they also could be looking at running back position as well. With running back Christian McCaffrey always seeming to be dealing with an injury, they need to be able to have some depth at that position as well. And they also could look at some more depth along the offensive line. So a lot of needs for the San Francisco 49ers heading into the 2025 NFL draft. And then guys, up next here in this NFC West division, it is the Seattle Seahawks. And guys, Seattle signed a new quarterback this offseason after trading quarterback Geno Smith. They were able to sign free agent quarterback Sam Darnold to a 3-year deal worth $100.5 million and $55 million fully guaranteed, and he will will make $37.5 million in the first year of this contract. And when you look at this deal, this is actually more of like a 2-year deal rather than a 3-year deal for quarterback Sam Darnold, which means that the Seattle Seahawks want to try to see if Sam Darnold is the guy here in the next couple of years. And if he's not, they'll be able to move on and try to find another quarterback. But they also bring in quarterback Drew Lock, who played with the Seattle Seahawks before last season, where he signed with the New York Giants. Now, he had a few starts with the Giants this past season, and he's had some starts under his belt. So this is a good veteran quarterback to bring in as a backup to quarterback Sam Darnold, who's known to have some injuries every now and then as well. But the big signing here for the Seattle Seahawks offense was bringing in wide receiver Cooper Kupp, as he signs a 3-year deal worth $45 million, and he already helps improve and elevate this offense for the Seattle Seahawks. And they also bring in wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling on a 1-year deal worth $5.5 million. So these two playmakers at the wide receiver position should definitely help improve this Seattle Seahawks offense heading into next season. And on defense, we see the Seattle Seahawks sign edge rusher DeMarcus Lawrence to a 3-year deal worth up to $42 million with $18 million guaranteed in this deal, as Lawrence now has a new home, leaving the Dallas Cowboys, where he's played all of his NFL career, and now will join a Seattle Seahawks defense that really needs his pass rush help for this defense. They're also able to re-sign defensive lineman Juwan Reed to a 3-year deal worth up to $25 million, and also re-sign linebacker Ernest Jones on a 3-year deal worth up to $33 million, including $15 million fully guaranteed in this deal for the linebacker. And as far as the draft needs for the Seattle Seahawks, as we preview the 2025 NFL draft for the Seattle Seahawks here on Tim Reynolds Show, I think their draft needs on defense are definitely going to be in the secondary. I think they need to get a little bit better on the back end for this defense, even though they played pretty good defense last year, even though they just missed the playoffs. The Seattle Seahawks actually had 10 wins last year and played very good on defense. So hopefully they're able to get some more pieces in the secondary, which should definitely help improve this Seattle Seahawks defense. And on offense, their draft needs here on Tim Reynolds Show, I think, need to be at the running back position, getting a good quality backup to go behind Walker, who's known to be injury prone. Even though Kenneth Walker is one of the bigger and better running backs in the NFL, I think his injury problems are something that the Seattle Seahawks need to look at as they look at their draft needs. And they'll also be looking at offensive linemen, because this offensive line did not play up to par last season protecting quarterback Geno Smith, and they'll have to improve this offensive line if they want to protect their new quarterback Sam Darnold heading into next year. And this has been your 2025 NFL offseason review and 2025 NFL draft preview for the NFC West Division here on Tim Reynolds Show, one of the most electrifying sports entertainment channels on all of YouTube. Thank you guys for all your love and support. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to continue your support of all of my NFL content and more of my content here on Tim Reynolds Show. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, football fans. Thank you, NFL fans, for all your support here on Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys hit me up in the comments on what you thought of this NFL offseason review and NFL draft preview for all the divisions in the NFL, as I've covered all of them. And we'll see you guys for the 2025 NFL draft right here on Tim Reynolds Show. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.